What's happening this week in Warcraft? Hey, it's Soul, and you can help support the channel by liking this video, subscribing for more WoW coverage, and then catching me when I'm live. Season 3 officially kicks off this week, and we can revisit the whole gearing scheme for our characters now that we know what we know, but you might not know everything we know, so now you'll know. Yeah. Check out the Great Vault to see what goodies you have, but you probably want to hold off on choosing anything until you've exhausted your gear opportunities for the week, because there's a lot. This week, another chapter of the Ghost of Crest campaign is available, which you may want to complete in case you want to get hooked up with the quest that has us go to the raid, beat up all the bad guys, and get an enchanted runed crest for crafting. Also, ecological succession as an activity can be unlocked. It might show up as either a pink triangle or a campaign quest, but it takes place over at the Oasis to the northeast of Koresh. This will unlock more activities, including a weekly quest for a good loot box. This way, for those of us wanting to make sure our 2 good boxes for the week contain the latest gear, we can focus on this and the special assignment quest. Down over in Dornogal, definitely pick up the weeklies over at the usual hub for reputation and more chests for either gear or full bountiful keys. There are other sources of veteran gear you can shoot for. Completing the Nightfall weekly will score you a piece. Clearing a horrific vision with 5 masks will also get veteran gear, and if you manage that feat, you can also walk over to the nearby vendor and purchase a veteran track weapon of your choice. Let's talk quickly about the lesser loot boxes, as I call them. These drop from previous season activities like the Theater Troop, the Awakening the Machine thing, as well as the special assignments found in the non-Koresh zones. The first 4 of these boxes will drop 50 coffer key shards, meaning in total you can farm up to 6 coffer keys a week from activities. Now, we've yet to see coffer key shards from world quests, and there's a chance they'll show up once the season starts. If not, that means Blizzard rebounds the coffer key income from world quests to these lesser activities, and you can probably start sharpening your pitchforks. The Delve race was over before it started apparently, but the Delve season begins this week, meaning you should go to Delve HQ to complete a brief quest line that, according to the PTR, will give you a starter key and a cosmetic, and now you can start progressing through the Delver's journey. Players trying to get gilded crests and hero gear will be in for a journey, you get it? To farm up 8,400 journey experience to start seeing Delver's bounties. Now hopefully we'll get the weekly bonus quest that gives a whopping 3,000 experience to help us along, otherwise folks will have to run tier 8 for 150 experience, also they can get a few more gilded during this first week. Of course, it's up to them if they want to be psycho enough to do this, and I am in fact one of those psychos. Hello. Apart from the unlocks, keep this in mind, running tier 8 bountiful delves will get you champion gear when using a key, and it gives credit towards hero gear in next week's vault. And running tier 11 bountifuls will get you 7 gilded crests 3 times a week for a total of 21. Amazingly enough, Timewalking is on the menu this week, featuring Wrath of the Lich King of all things, which means Ulduar is the Timewalking raid. With 13 bosses that give champion gear, credit towards the dungeon quest for champ gear, and the separate raid quest for hero track gear, it's a no-brainer to drop by here this week for a very good start in gearing. Just in case though, maybe we should wait a day or 2 after the reset to make sure the season stuff turns on. There are a lot of interesting trinket drops, and I'll just show off a few of them here, like the Wrathstone. It's an on-use that gives a massive primary stat buff. Don't worry, there's also an intelligence version of it too, but it just happens to be a separate drop, and there's a passive version of these kinds of trinkets too. I'm not sure how they fare against other drops this season, but these are all things you can possibly get without stepping foot into a high-level dungeon or raid. The PvP season opens up, meaning a lot of folks are going to be slamming battlegrounds in hope for a quick win and a chance at obtaining a quest item that will earn them special materials to craft a high-level piece of gear without needing a crafting spark. Most folks use this on weapons to get a good early throughput increase. Now, of course, this also means for PvPers, lots of fresh meat and easy kills, so enjoy your meal. Mythic Plus World also opens up, and we don't know the affixes at all yet. We'll see when it decides to determine the what's what. Your guys' routine has not changed though. You just need to progress to 7s to start seeing gilded crests, progress to 10s for myth track gear in the vault. There's a new opportunity with Tazavesh also opening with the season. The difficulty is equal to that of a plus 10 dungeon, meaning hero gear is going to drop, and finishing will count as a plus 10 in the vault, making this the so-called easiest way to obtain myth track gear this season. It's going to feel damn near like a requirement to run it each week. What's more, if you manage to clear the dungeon with 0 deaths, you get an additional piece of myth track gear. It's probably not something you want to try doing with just anyone. It's in your interest to work with folks you know and trust, and with only 1 shot at this per week, you probably want to get accustomed to working together. Or you can pug it, just trust their item level and score, and deal with the aftermath later. And the raid opens up in all difficulties, including the first wing of Raid Finder. To get into Raid Finder, you need an item level of 651. Notable loot from this first wing includes tier tokens for the gloves and legs. As for trinkets, Plexus Sentinel dropped 1 for strength and agility DPS that looks like a fun passive nuke. Lumathar drops a crit trinket for all armor types and an on-use damage reduction trinket for healers, but weirdos like me are gonna probably try picking it up too. Finally, Soulbinder Nazindri drops 1 for casters that's very similar to the Plexus Sentinel trinket, and 1 for tanks that decreases damage taken, but it sucks. Sorry, spoiler alert, it just sucks compared to the Gallywix trinket if you manage to get that one. With all those things done, now is the ideal time to decide what you want to use your crafting spark on if you haven't done so already, and to maybe use your first catalyst charge, which we expect to have 1 available this week. Meanwhile, we'll also get a half spark this week most likely, giving us that rotation of 1 week being the catalyst, another week for a full spark. Craft for your needs, like maybe you still want to keep up your Darkmoon embellishment, maybe you know there are no good drops for a certain slot and you're fine locking it in with a piece of crafted gear. Finally, return to your vault and decide what it is you want to take, and consider using that catalyst charge to complete a tier set bonus if you think that's a good idea. Oh, and Warsong Scramble is the brawl, we can't forget about that either. Let's summarize all the things in one screenshot. The priority things may be different depending on your needs. Do the campaign for feature unlocks. Unlock Ecological Succession for more activity options. Get 2 good loot boxes for veteran gear, 2 additional activities if you want good keys, and the activities are in Koresh or in the Dornagal hub. Do 4 activities or special assignments in the older zones for 2 more keys. Do Raid Finder for a chance at veteran gear. Nightfall and a 5-mask Horrific Vision each give a guaranteed piece of veteran gear, and as a bonus, a weapon from the Horrific Vision gear vendor. PvP are way into getting that quest for a champion level piece of gear. Jump into Timewalking, preferably the Ulduar raid for champion and hero gear. Run Bountiful Delves at tier 8 and higher if you can for champion gear. Run 3 tier 11 Bountifuls for Gilded Crest and consider grinding like a crazy person to unlock Delver's bounties and its benefits. Enter Mythic Plus World and climb to 7s for Gilded, 10s for Myth Track gear in the vault. Run Tazavech for Hero Track drops and Myth Track in the vault. Raid in your desired difficulty. Check your vault and use your Spark and Catalyst to optimize what you got this week. To top it off, apply upgrades, but try to avoid using upgrades on gear under champion level to keep your resources plentiful. And when you're all done, do it all over again with each alt. And of course, do the brawl if you want to. That's going to be it for this week, but I'll be here keeping you all company as we begin Season 3 stuff and get ourselves some cute drops. Maybe we'll see what happens when the raid's cleared and what story bits we learn. So if you could, please like this video, subscribe for more WoW coverage, catch me live, and I'll catch you later. Here's an encore in case you missed it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay breezy.
I'm done hiding, it's my time, my copium-filled belief. It doesn't matter if it's true that I can't sing. We're gonna farm, cause it's our mission. Jump in the dungeon and rag it, time it, it's gonna be epic. Whoa, pump, hit every cooldown. Dive in the dump, don't regret it. 11s are gonna be epic.